All right, Big Bang. Today is Thursday. It is July 30th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. We have our July brain class, the second to last day of the month. Dave is here, Cheah is here, Nick is here, of course, and Danny Conrad's here because Lance has to step out. So welcome back, Danny, your second time as a judge.
It's good to be back. We were just talking before this. Nick doesn't think I have the ability to be impartial towards Dave.
And it's not even like a slight at you. I think it's just so ingrained in your DNA.
No, I think I was more than fair last time. I took Dave's side several times.
I do think the longer that Danny does yak, the more he will be frustrated with Cheah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
pretty. You're up there.
You have a pretty unique path of like, yeah. You have a. You're perfect for this.
I still think about the story you told how you accidentally wound up at a gay bar on a first date, and you were like, guys were. Do you remember this, Nick? He's like, I saw guys' dicks, and we were like. You were like, guys were flinging their dicks out, and we're like, oh, like the top, the bottom half. He's like the middle.
Yeah, they were just showing the middle of their penis.
That makes zero sense. So like, I have it in me to be impartial towards Steven as well.
I've been to a gay. Fuck it, I've been to a lot of gay bars, and I haven't seen penis there.
I've been to 2 or 3, and I've never seen penis.
My frustration came with you can't fling out a dick.
You can't fling out
the middle.
If you have to fling, you have to almost see tip.
So yeah, Steven is able to
That's
get me just as riled up as Dave.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I love that.
I'm still trying to. I like, what even is the middle of a dick?
The middle.
It's like a lightsaber.
Not head, not the
Holding
genesis.
top and
You guys have a middle?
You don't know.
Yeah, do you know? You might not have.
Getting it on.
The middle would technically be the base.
Oh,
then.
you don't have a middle. No, Dave. There's a middle.
If you are holding
Is there a middle of a worm?
Yeah.
Oh, bud.
But are you
Does your
including the
You guys just have the
balls
head?
and the sack or is it just the shaft?
Our first debate.
What do you? Balls aren't part of balls.
are not
very
part of your
clearly a
dick.
middle.
Balls aren't dick.
Oh no.
Okay. I think it's all one thing.
You think your ball? Okay. They're
I would have to think about it. Actually, if someone just whipped out like their shaft, I'd be like, oh, I saw his dick. But
balls.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You're not making it any easier on us, Dave.
Sorry.
You don't have a middle of your penis.
I asked what the middle would be considered.
The word describes like exactly what it is.
Okay.
All right.
But like I said, I was including the balls and all of that.
So imagine if you chopped off the top
Yeah.
of your penis,
Yes.
and imagine if you chopped off the base of your penis.
Yeah.
What's left?
Yeah. The middle.
The middle.
Yeah. Now I get it. We're good. Work that one out.
All right.
Talked it through.
Great start to the brain clash. Let's get this thing underway. Pretty simple first topic. And Cheah won the last one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he
So
can kick her to fur.
actually, no, we sent it to a poll last time. I have to pull that up.
Oh, do we
Remember?
not know who won the last one?
Yeah, remember I sent it to a poll. I was
Okay.
like, we have to because it was the World Cup or Olympics debate that had the whole room on its head.
Heated.
So I have to see.
It had the whole office heated.
It did.
No one gives a shit about the Olympics.
World Cup final, so trash.
A little bit of vindication for Cheah after the final.
So it hasn't here. It hasn't changed. Oh, here it is. White Sox Dave won.
Kind of convincingly.
53% of the vote.
That's not convincingly.
Won by 4%.
Blowout. Landslide.
Yeah. Hey, but before we get going, though, I want to talk about Chicagoland Chevy Dealers. Guys, summer is here, and if you haven't made the move into a new Chevy yet, what are you waiting for? It's about to be August. Summer can still be enjoyed in the comfort of a brand new Chevy because Chevy drives Chicago all year round. The Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers have what you want and what you need. Whether you're in need of a new truck, a new SUV, a new mom or dad ride like the all-new Traverse, we have it for you. Listen, Bears tailgate season is right around the corner. Like right around the corner, it's coming. You want to pull up with that brand new Silverado or even like, listen, I think the White Sox are probably going to make the playoffs. Pull up in a Lot B with a brand new Chevy Silverado. You'd be the talk of the tailgate. It'll be awesome. You pull down the tailgate, bring out the chairs, bring out the grill, whatever you got to do, and you'll be the star. You'll absolutely be the star. So head to your local Chevy dealer and learn more about what your next ride could be today, whether it's that Blazer, Traverse, or that Silverado. Like I said, go check out Chevy. Also, guys, Stella Blue, that first sip of a great coffee shop latte, Stella Blue put that feeling into a can. Stella Blue coffee can lattes are made with 100% Colombian coffee and packed with 190 milligrams of caffeine to fuel your day. Whether you're heading to work, the gym, or a road trip, or just need a better afternoon pick-me-up, Stella Blue delivers smooth taste wherever you are. And now it's easier than ever to keep your fridge stocked because Stella Blue canned lattes are available in convenient 4-packs. Same incredible flavor, same big caffeine boost, same mission to help rescue pets with every purchase. Grab a 4-pack of espresso sweet cream or espresso cafe mocha today on StellaBlueCoffee.com and find out why Stella Blue is becoming the canned latte people can't stop talking about. You can also find Stella Blue in select Circle K and 7-Eleven around the countries. Go to the store locator on StellaBlueCoffee.com to find a store near you. Okay, so White Sox Dave, you get the first option here. Easy first topic. Sega or Nintendo?
Whoa.
Original Nintendo, I should be clear.
That's a big difference.
I'll take it. I'm going with original Nintendo. You got the OG Marios. You got what I think is the most difficult game. I don't know that I ever beat it, actually. The Legend of Zelda, the original. I played that game for years and years, and I don't know that I ever beat it. I should try that again. When you think nostalgia, which we all love to discuss on various different shows and whatever, nobody thinks back to Sega Genesis. I had a Sega Genesis. I enjoyed it, but it doesn't even hold a candle to the original the original Nintendo system, NES. That obviously it wasn't the first video game system. I think that was Atari, but it was the video game system that like launched the rest of video games for all of time. It is probably still arguably a top 5 system ever, even though it's 40 years old or whatever. I don't know that, like, does a Sega exist in this office? I don't think that it does, but I would have bet that at least I know we have forms of Nintendo in here, but
Original.
What's that?
We're just talking original.
I know, but Nintendo as a brand is infinitely bigger than Sega. Obviously, the original Nintendo was the start of that, and the games are better. The playability is better. The controller was way better. I hated the Sega controller. You had better times with your family, with your siblings, or with your boys when as you got older on Nintendo. The only real game that I enjoyed on Sega was the Lion King game, and even that was that would have been like the 15th best NES game. So it's Nintendo all day long. Sega, while it served its purpose, it was good. There's a reason it's not in business anymore, I don't think.
Stephen Cheah.
Or struggling mightily compared to Nintendo.
You're a music guy. Cassettes or CDs?
I grew up with CDs.
Okay.
What would I rather listen to?
Just which one's better? VHS or DVDs?
Probably DVDs.
Okay, so the gap between when original Nintendo came out and Sega is sizable. By the time that that Sega came out, we were dealing with Super Nintendo, a much better option, which we're not talking about in this debate. We're just talking about original Nintendo. The graphics are way better on Sega than original Nintendo, which I feel like was either 4 or 8-bit. I think that Sega was either 16 or 32, but much higher, much better definition. We're not obviously talking about today's graphics, but as far as comparing apples to apples, one is a way better, bigger apple than the other. The Sega Genesis had a flagship franchise that is still big today. The Sonic movies are legitimately very good. As a guy who's seen all 3 of them, they're very, very good movies. That was a very playable game. It was very, not notorious, but very popular figure amongst kids, Sonic. And you had a lot of the games that were on Super Nintendo, which was the alternative system at the time, were available on Sega Genesis. So you had better gameplay, better graphics. You had a flagship franchise, Sonic, with a main guy. It was just a more advanced system.
Because, like you said, it
came out
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, I don't see how you could dock NES for that because it came out later. But here's the thing: you brought up the graphics. Like that was still a time in video games where we were suspending reality so much that the graphics didn't really matter. Like today, if I'm playing Call of Duty, I want to play Call of Duty. I want it to look as real life as possible. Obviously, it's a video game. There's going to be things like you can jump off buildings and not die and break your legs in Call of Duty. That doesn't happen. But it looks like you're in real life, and it's based on real life things. But if you're going back to the mid 90s and earlier with video games, like we didn't really care about that. Obviously, as it evolved, we did, but if you're comparing Sega's graphics to Nintendo's graphics, just it doesn't matter. They're all so shitty that all that matters is the gameplay. And you brought up Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic, obviously, is big. Obviously, they're making movies. Mario and Luigi completely blows Sonic the Hedgehog out of the water in global fame and what people enjoyed to play at the time. It doesn't matter. Like if I don't do video games really anymore. I play one video game for the most part. I'm sure Mario and Luigi is still popping out games left and right on whatever system is out there today. But to even bring up the global fame of Sonic the Hedgehog without talking about how much bigger Mario and Luigi were 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and today, that's just like a disingenuous argument.
You're a Bears fan, right?
Correct.
David Montgomery, former Bear, him and Jahmyr Gibbs form one of the most electric running back duos in the NFL the past few seasons. Their nickname, Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah,
so still very prevalent.
Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with what system was better 30 plus years ago.
I'm just saying it is still relevant.
Yeah, Sonic is relevant, not nearly as relevant. Obviously, you're not going to name running backs after plumbers. You're going to name them after inanimate characters that were deemed to be fast in their video game.
That's a good point, is that your main guys that people wanted to be were plumbers, which, is a blue collar job that a lot of people don't necessarily strive for, is certainly a respected profession, but like
trash talking plumbing
as opposed to like superhero hedgehogs that can like run super fast. Yeah, I think those are cooler.
Oh, okay.
Can I bring up one last word?
Yeah,
mention Duck Hunt. What an idiot.
Didn't mention Duck Hunt. What an idiot.
Now that it's over, well, we can vote and then
Danny.
Dave, I think you had a good argument. Steve, you kind of lost me a little bit with one of your points being that you could either play the game on Sega or Nintendo at the time, but that kind of hurts your point. Or Super Nintendo. That kind of hurts your point because people were still opting for Nintendo, even though you could play that same game on Sega.
You couldn't play it on Nintendo, though.
What's up?
You can only play it on Super Nintendo. All these games are not available for Nintendo.
Your Super Nintendo. That's what I meant. And then to Dave's point, I got to start bringing a notepad to write these down. But the fact that plumbers were that much more famous than very fast hedgehogs, I think, speaks more to Dave's point, and that was a good combat by Dave right there. You had a really good, strong starting argument. You had me in the first half, but I think, given the nature of the topic, Nintendo, that's an easy argument for Dave, and I think he did well. I'm going to give this one to Dave.
You didn't bring up any of the other games.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go second then. On that note, you didn't bring up any other games besides Sonic.
Yeah.
True.
And like you kind of like half-heartedly gave Sonic a punch. Sonic 2 is a classic. That water level, the second level, is iconic in my opinion. The purple water.
Was Sega also Crash Bandicoot, Spyro?
No,
that was
PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the next gen.
Yeah, but like I think you're right. Like when I think of Sega, I think of Street Fighter. I think of Mortal Kombat as well. Right. Even though those were arcade systems as well.
They were Sega branded, yeah.
And I thought you didn't bring up a controller. I think Sega's controller is better. I thought Nintendo was kind of small.
The square, the square, yeah.
So even though Dave brought that up and I disagree, he still brought it up and you didn't.
Mortal Kombat would have really helped your argument.
Yeah, for sure. I think those are iconic.
I think
games.
even just the jingle, you should have brought up just Sega.
Yeah, Sega. That too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I had a few.
I got to go Dave here.
I wish I should have brought up different games. I never had my first video game console ever was Sega, followed by N64. And once I got the N64, I never touched a Sega again.
Yeah. I mean, Mario and Luigi encapsulates a lot of
that
games.
I mean, they're like the George Washington. If you're doing a Mount Rushmore video game characters, I would package them together. Mario and Luigi are the George Washington.
Just saying Mario and Luigi, that covers Super Mario, Mario Kart, Mario 64, all those.
It's a lot. Nick?
I don't think either of you guys did well.
Okay.
You each just brought up one game. You didn't bring up the light gun. That the peripheries that they were so innovative, and they inspired everything from.
You're right. Yeah.
Like when my mom calls every game system a Nintendo. Doesn't matter what
Like
it is.
a
It's a
tissue
Nintendo.
or a Kleenex,
like a
rather?
Kleenex.
Yeah.
Or popsicle.
Dumpster.
But Cheah, I hate the graphics debate.
Really?
Yeah.
Even in today's, I think graphics are some of the least important things in video games. I don't like graphics debate. I think the game should be fun first and
That's
foremost.
exactly correct.
Especially at the time.
Yeah.
Like I just fired up 64, gonna play Donkey Kong.
You didn't bring up Donkey Kong.
I should have brought up Donkey
Yeah.
Kong, the OG Donkey Kong. I actually wasn't positive that it started with NES. That's why.
I think it was an arcade cabinet, but yeah. But I'm giving it to Dave.
All right,
But I
clean.
do think he had the significantly easier choice.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Clean sweep. Okay. White Sox Dave, to you.
Mhm.
What is the best honeymoon destination?
Okay. I'll punt.
Hawaii, easy. What a,
Oh,
what
this
a
is an easy argument.
What
Okay.
a terrible.
Can I
punt.
write down notes to combat or no?
Yes.
Is that allowed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my god, I was sweating bullets. I was gonna have to defend Greece or some shit. Hawaii in a landslide. It's so far away, but it's still part of the United States. You don't have to change currencies or anything like that. It's so tropical. It's so expensive that like you can't reasonably justify going there, especially if you're an East Coast person. You can't reasonably justify taking like a 9-hour flight to go somewhere in the U.S. That is that expensive, where hotels are like almost $1,000 a night, unless it is your honeymoon. Hawaii is absolutely perfect. I went there on my honeymoon. We were there for I think 10 or 11 days. It was incredible. There's so many different islands you can go to. So,
How many are there in the Hawaii atoll?
that you can go to, maybe like 8. There's a significant,
But there's like 30 total. Like
yes,
larger
that have
islands.
like airports that you can like reasonably go to. So you can fly into Oahu, and then you can take like what they call puddle jumpers, small airplanes that are like 30-minute flights to different islands. So we stayed in Maui, which was super nice. That's like the desirable like beach location. That's the place where you want to be. That was my favorite island. But then you can also go to Kauai, which is very rural. They filmed Jurassic Park there. The food there is super good. It's like local Pacific Islander type stuff. They have the best banana bread in the world there. But it's also like familiar enough, so you can get like fresh seafood, sushi, fish, all that stuff. Luau's are great, but you can also have like pizza and like burgers, and it's going to taste like good enough. It's so like romantic. The time zone is awesome. You're like so far off.
How many hours behind?
You're almost in a different world. I feel like it's like 5 hours, or we're in Central Time, so maybe it's
3. It's
4
at
to
least
5 hours
6.
behind here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at least 4 to 5 hours behind here. I think East is maybe 5 or 6 off. But it's so remote. Like if you're in Hawaii, people know to not bother you. It's like just you're in Hawaii. That's the place. I don't even feel like there's a close second. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, there's many close seconds. So you tried to
You admit it.
No, there's many that are better. Hawaii doesn't even. It doesn't even.
That was awesome.
You tried to sell Hawaii, and your immediate argument was how expensive it is. Hawaii is known for being like the most expensive vacation you can take. There was I think actually Captain Khan's had a tweet. And it was actually one I agreed with the other day. It's like, why would you travel 10 hours to sit by a pool and a beach? Yeah, that's awesome, but you could literally do that in Chicago. You can go to the concrete beat in Chicago and do exactly what you did for nothing, literally for free, if you pack a cooler and bring it on your own. Hawaii is so far outside. This is the perfect honeymoon, just vacation with a significant, it doesn't matter. You go to Europe, you land on mainland Europe, not outside, not the UK or Ireland, obviously. You get in a car and you drive. You talked about the food, Pacific. I know what that food is, that kind of fare. It gets old after a couple of days, okay?
And you're asking for a place whose main thing is fish and chips?
I just went, that was one time. I just said not Ireland or the UK. I literally just said not
What's the
Ireland
place? What is
or
the
the UK.
country you're landing?
So I'm going to Europe. I'm landing
That's what it says.
nice in Central Europe. I'm landing in Munich. Okay. Then you can go east. You can go to Austria and you can visit the Austrian Alps and so going to Europe. This is the first loop I did. I went from, imagine this. I saw, I think, 5 countries in 10 days. It's like going from Milwaukee to Chicago to Indianapolis, Indianapolis to St. Louis. It's all within a couple of hours drive to each other. You get the cheapest Airbnbs. I stayed in the Swiss Alps last year in a mill house that was 150 years old or something that they turned into an Airbnb. I opened up these barn doors and I looked at the Swiss Alps every morning. Then we went to Strasbourg, France. French food is the best food on planet Earth. You can hit Italy in a couple-hour drive. You're seeing all these different cultures, and you can do that for a fraction of the cost that it is to travel to Italy. For me, every time I've been to Europe, it's been less than $5,000, and I literally filter Airbnbs most expensive to least expensive, because if you know what you're looking at, you can find like hidden gems that are just mansions of places in these remote parts of the world, just outside major cities. The travel's easy. You don't have to deal with near the jet lag you do if you were going to Hawaii, if you're going east from the U.S. So, like, going to Hawaii, you're going to a different part of the country. Like, at least go and expand your horizons and go see other cultures. And like I just said, you can do that in Europe over 2 weeks and see different cuisines, different fairs, different landscapes, mountains, deserts, beautiful rivers, all the old architecture and all that. You can see battlegrounds from World War II. You can see everything in Europe. In Hawaii, you're just sitting on a beach, probably at a expensive ass $1,000 a night hotel, when I'm paying to live in the Swiss Alps for $150 a night. And you also brought up the currency exchange. Every single one of my credit cards work in Europe. I never ever pay in euros or cash or anything. Credit cards work there.
Okay,
we have credit cards,
I'm
right?
going to address a couple things. The topic of this was a honeymoon. So this is not a vacation.
Okay, honeymoon. That's exactly what I will do on my honeymoon. I will go to Europe and we will fucking
and do a Holocaust tour. You said you were landing in Munich. Like, that is not romantic at all. Hawaii, you get to sit on the nicest beach.
What did I say about
that's
Holocaust?
What happened there. That's all. That's the history of Munich.
You don't know anything about Munich.
It's
most of them were outside Germany, correct?
You talk about going to those places.
I have been to a couple, yeah, but
that's not romantic. I'm 4 years old. I'm far past my wedding peak, and I've known plenty of people to go on way different honeymoons, way different places in the world. Nobody has ever said Germany as their honeymoon destination. Honeymoon is meant to be romantic. You're supposed to.
What's not romantic about being in the Swiss Alps or the Austrian Alps and ziplining across a river in a beautiful gorge? What's not romantic about that?
What if we kissed in Auschwitz?
What's romantic about sitting by a $1,000 pool drinking $25 Mai Tais?
We're not trying to save money and pinch pennies on the honeymoon. You want to have sex, lay on the beach, have some frozen drinks, and just enjoy life and be like, hey, we did it. We got through wedding planning. I'm not trying to go backpacking with a winter jacket on through the Swiss Alps. That's like the least.
Jacket?
That's like the least romantic thing.
I went in May, and yeah, the like tips of the mountains were snow capped. I was in the Italian Alps last year in Lake Como. It's nothing. It's just the most beautiful, serene place on earth.
And so you want to land in Munich, Germany, whose local foods are what?
That was just the first city that came.
Au gratin?
My potatoes au gratin, dude. That would be French, first of all, and you don't know anything about food.
What is the local German cuisine? You're gonna have a ton of beer.
Yeah.
This is
your romance is different than my romance. Like my future wife.
I've never heard anyone say Germany ever.
That's just
it hasn't
centrally
even been suggested.
Located. It's centrally located. I said backpacking and seeing Europe from an unfiltered lens and going to the places. You're just sitting on a fucking beach paying a shit ton of money. Like,
because it's a honeymoon. That's what you do.
But you could do that literally Southeast Asia. You could do that in Mexico, the Caribbean. You're going to Hawaii for that?
Because it's like
that
it's supposed to be a once in a lifetime thing.
That horribly long flight. It's not
Also,
once
the
in a
jet lag
lifetime.
purpose thing is crazy because
Wait,
you're both
wait,
gonna be
no,
the
hold
same
on,
amount
hold
of
on.
time away.
First of all, you countered me by saying the Holocaust. I never even brought up the Holocaust. You're like, that's what they do in Munich. It's like, well, you don't have to. It's like, I didn't even say that. That's you projecting right now. But like I said, you can do Hawaii literally anywhere else for a fraction of the cost. Why would you spend $10,000 when you can spend $2,000? I'm going to Antigua and
the
Barbuda.
beaches are the nicest.
That's
so
absolutely
beautiful.
not true.
Maui is incredible.
I know, I'm sure it is, but to say that they're the nicest anywhere in the world,
Some of the nicest. How are the beaches?
Okay,
in
so
Munich?
now you're walking it back.
How are the beaches in Munich?
I don't need to see a beach as long as I live again. I have often said this. I like looking at water. It can be really pretty. Like the lake is awesome. I don't ever want to step foot in sand again. Have you ever been to a beach? Sand is like the worst fucking thing on earth. I am white as can be, so I can't do sun. Obviously, sunscreen exists, but it causes cancer just as much as the sun does. So it's like, what do we do? What do I do? I'm not going to get sandy, burn on a beach, watch the waves. I'd rather do things and see things historic. And
Okay.
You could have said 30 better places than Munich.
I said Europe.
In an effort to keep us in time here,
I could have sat here forever.
I could have too. So I apologize to the people. The act starts in 30 minutes, so we have to.
Me?
Yes.
It took you. I don't think if he would have brought it up, you would have ever brought up romance. And then when he said romantic things, you brought up, correct me if I'm wrong, zip lining. How is zip lining romantic?
It's just doing activities with your significant other.
But it's a one-person thing, no?
But you're doing the activity with them. Yeah, they're like behind you in line. Have you ever gone?
Does
to
it make you horny?
I did that in Austria. That's why I brought it up.
There were a couple flubs here. I didn't like you bringing up the Holocaust Museum. You should have brought up going to see the USS Arizona.
Yeah.
Like, you don't...
Sweet.
Tragedy
I could go see
happens
Pearl Harbor.
everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Is that what you do in Hawaii?
Yeah, but you
I
can't
guess
use
that's
that
all there is in
argument.
Hawaii. You go see Pearl
No.
Harbor.
But like you could have... I think you could have used
Yeah.
that. You took all of Europe, which we didn't say anything. You took an entire continent.
What's not
but then
fair
the one,
about that?
the one... No, but the one place you chose was Munich, which like I think Titus went to the Alps for his honeymoon.
Because
but Munich was maybe a tougher one to pick. Maybe you would have chosen like Italy, like somewhere that speaks a romance language.
Sure. Yeah. That's not Germany.
Eiffel Tower
However,
in France.
The reason I picked Munich is because it's
Of the central location.
I'm not done speaking yet. The reason I picked Munich is because it's a direct flight from Chicago and it's an hour drive from the Alps and it's the closest airport to get into the Alps.
So I don't care about convenience or logistics if it's my honeymoon. Like I want to go somewhere beautiful, sexy. I don't know if Munich is one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
It would be an awesome vacation. But honeymoon was the thing, so I'm going to have to give this one to Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like you said, you're like, it's a once in a lifetime thing. You're like, no, it's not. He was talking about a honeymoon. He really honed in.
No,
on
he
honeymoon.
said Hawaii was once in a lifetime.
No,
That's
he
what
meant
he
honeymoon.
said. No, you were putting words in his mouth.
I
and
think
he's agreeing
it's
with you.
completely the average person. Hawaii is a once in a lifetime thing.
Because it's such a pain in the ass to get to.
Well, it's expensive.
And the juice is not worth the squeeze to go there for an American.
Yeah, like I think if you started this and you're like, we're landing in Paris, we're going to the Eiffel Tower, like that's like there's a romantic.
We're gonna get a balcony and
I think you
Like my girlfriend and I don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. So our romance is different.
Of
we
course.
want to go and do
Yes.
shit and like and like hit the ground running and do a million different things. You know, we don't want to share a kiss under the Eiffel Tower. We don't give a fuck about that. We want to go and
You took
eat
Europe.
awesome food,
Okay, yeah.
which Europe has infinitely better food than Hawaii. I can promise you that. Because you have Italian, but that's what I'm saying. You can drive from Munich to Milan in like 3 hours
Danny, anything to add?
and cross that. You would cross Switzerland doing that. You could hit fucking Zurich. You could hit Geneva. You could hit the Alps.
I mean, Steven, Hawaii would have been a great pick if we were confined to like national waters. You were saying this is like
That would have been the pick.
this is like an island. You were trying to say you're not getting this anywhere else. I'd probably rather go to any other island than Hawaii. I'd want to, if I'm going that far, I might as well be going international.
Yes.
That said, though, Dave was like minus 3,000 to win this after the Hawaii pick. He brought up Europe. I'm like, okay, so many options. Please, Dave, let's go with France. Let's go with Italy. Let's go with
I
Greece.
said France.
But then we land on Germany.
Yeah, when you said, I get,
Munich
I
might have lost
know,
you.
I get your point, but the fact, like when Munich came out of your
Sure.
mouth, it was.
I
like,
understand that, but I also am arguing with people who couldn't point out Germany on a map.
But I don't think that's relevant.
It is relevant because
No, your point is that you could go to other places
It's
quickly
central-
from
from
Munich.
there.
You chose that place so you could leave that place.
I chose Europe as my place. I picked Munich as the landing zone to get elsewhere on the continent.
Yeah.
I think Hawaii was kind of a chalk pick. I've never been. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm
So
sure,
chalk.
but like, you know, we got the Bahamas, you got Barbados, you got all these places. I was ready to give Dave the win, but we mentioned Germany way too much for a honeymoon
Too much
debate.
Germany for honeymoon.
Okay.
And I know Germany has a special place in your heart. I think you
It
go there a good
honestly,
bit.
not really.
But it's not this. Oh, okay. I'm trying to help, bud.
I
Um,
understand.
it's
what
not the
you're trying to
sexiest
do.
place on earth.
No.
No, it's not.
Too
It's
many
not.
Metallica
It's,
fans.
you're laughing. It's fucking crazy there.
Okay.
All right. Point to
Big
Stephen Cheah.
metalheads.
When I think of
Going to
Germany, I'm
Germany.
thinking more of like an informational trip, an educational trip. I'm going to the concentration camps. I'm going there for history. I just don't associate it with romance or a honeymoon in any way. I'm sorry, Dave.
Point to Stephen Cheah. It's 1-1. Before we continue, Stephen Cheah, tell me about your favorite Reese's product.
Ooh, my favorite Reese's product.
I can tell you mine right
I
off
really
the
like the Reese's dip pretzels.
Okay.
Reese's dip pretzels
one of
are
the
really
debates.
good.
Yeah.
The classic big cup is great. I like the Oreo big cup, the one that's like half Oreo, half Reese's. That one is really. I mean, you can't really. No.
Something for everyone when it comes
Yeah.
to Reese's.
Oh, yeah.
What were you going to say, Dave?
I'm not going candy. I'm just going with the Reese's Puff cereal.
Good cereal.
A great cereal has to leave a great milk with it.
Okay.
Because I like to eat all the cereal first, leave the milk nice and flavored.
That
with
was like a Confucius almost.
Yeah.
That was really profound.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it leaves the perfect peanut butter chocolate milk, and it's delicious.
Facts.
My favorite cereal on earth.
Good stuff.
Point Dave.
Point Dave, yes. But really point for everyone because Reese's is so good. It's the official candy partner of Barstool Sports. Go get Reese's wherever you shop. And, try out Stephen Cheah's favorites. Try out White Sox Dave's favorites. And let them know who won that debate. I don't think anyone loses because it's all good. Okay, here we go. Next topic. Stephen Cheah. Are there more people in the world who can dunk on a 10-foot hoop or hit a home run in an MLB ballpark? Batting practice, obviously.
Dunk on a 10-foot hoop or hit a home run. I am going to go with hit a home run.
Okay.
Hitting a home run in an MLB ballpark, we just saw on Barstool After Dark, there are high school kids that can do that. And certainly there are high school kids that can dunk, but the amount of people that are on a team, a baseball team, any of them can hit a home run, realistically. Maybe not pitchers, but every other position player can hit a home run. So that means every single player in college baseball can hit a home run. You got 9 guys on the field. You got a big bench. You got a ton of programs out there. You got people playing Division 1, 2, 3, JUCO, all this stuff. They can all hit home runs. Again, high school kids can do this. So I'd have to think it'd be home run because that doesn't necessarily leave you. Our old office manager Brett, his dad was a Hall of Fame softball player. I'd have to think if he's a Hall of Fame softball player, he can hit a baseball home run at his age, whatever office manager Brett's dad's age is. So I feel like that doesn't leave you as quickly. Whereas dunking, like, I think Titus can still dunk. But the point is, like, someone around his age probably that used to be able to dunk, the window is shorter. So I'm going to say home run because it can stick with you longer. I mean, we saw, who's the guy in the Phillies who he's just like going to a rec baseball league, like pickup baseball league, or it's organized, but and he's just hitting bombs.
Jason Worth.
And he's going to be able to do that till he's 60 years old, right? Like the top guys that had like major power can do that. So I would think that just because of the lifespan of you being able to do that from at some point like early high school to, you know, for the best guys like 60, I just think I don't think you're seeing that many old guys get up.
So you said that everybody
rosters are
can hit a home run. Are you done?
Yeah.
You said everybody can hit a home run at every college program. I think that maybe if you gave 100 pitches to my college team and took the starters, and I'm talking batting practice pitches, I think that out of the 9 guys, maybe 3 of them are hitting a home run in those 100 pitches. Hitting a home run is, they say hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. You're trying to hit a round ball with a round bat. You got to choose between deciding between what pitch is coming at you, the velocity of the pitch, and you have to guess correctly on the location of the pitch. And you have to do that in less than a quarter of a second. It's about a quarter of a second between release and between the ball. The amount of, obviously this doesn't, with batting practice, they're all just trying to throw it right down the middle. But if you took 100 random people and said hit a home run at Wrigley Field, you got 100 pitches, I'd say about 4 of them can do so. It takes an insane amount of skill to be able to create the perfect amount of lift, to create the perfect amount of exit velocity to hit a home run, and not everybody has that mechanic. If I were 6'5" or 6'7", I could dunk a basketball no matter what, if I'm the worst basketball player on the planet or if I'm fucking Michael Jordan, okay? It doesn't take any athleticism. I won't say that. It takes some athleticism, but once you get to a certain height, it's just you're a tall guy that can dunk. White Boy Rick can dunk. Lance, I've seen him dunk before. You just take 6'5" guys, which I'm sure there are plenty of globally. Can we actually look that up? Can you look up?
I'll look it up, but I'm not gonna tell you if it's true or not.
That's fine. That's fine. I'd say 5 to 10% of people globally are 6'5" and above. I would say at least half of them could dunk. And if you do the math on that, call it 5%. 8 billion, that would be 800 million would be 10%. So 400 million people globally. If 2% or if half the people 6'5" and taller could dunk, that is 400 million people globally that can dunk a basketball, okay? There is not 400,000 people globally that could hit a home run over a baseball fence.
Ed, are the stats close at all?
So an exact head count is not known, but it says that it suggested that 2 to 7.5% of the world's population reaches over 6 feet.
Okay, that's
Reaches
over 6 feet.
Yeah, over
6
6 feet.
And 6'5" is very generous for being able to dunk. White Boy Rick couldn't dunk 2 months
He
ago.
was also 400 pounds.
He lost some weight, but I'm just saying, like, not everyone that is.
Sorry, that was a little mean to Rick right there.
Which is 160 million to 600 million people, just to be clear.
That's just over 6 foot,
that-
though.
Over 6
So
foot.
we're talking 6
Yeah,
months.
over 6 foot is not fair.
But
Yeah.
that's another thing. So I will say this. You brought up. I'm glad you just said that, Ed. So we would scrimmage in the winter or the summer. The baseball team versus our Division III basketball team. Obviously, they would kill us. But Steve Lavick, if you're listening, our center fielder, he was a stud athlete. I was surprised he went to Division III school. He should have gone to D1 out of high school. He was a rival high school too. So I've known him my whole life. 5'11", maybe 6 feet. He can dunk a basketball. My buddy Nate, who I just golfed with on Saturday, he was one of our starting pitchers, 6'1", 6'2". He could dunk a basketball in college. So I'm saying 6'5" is like, that's a shoo-in. You should be able to dunk a basketball.
Brandon Walker.
He's 400 pounds in. He doesn't
Right,
move.
but I'm just saying,
Yes,
there are a lot of people that are tall and bigger or not super athletic.
And
you don't just go like this if
you
you're
have to
6'5".
jump. Yeah.
You have to jump. So I would
And
say
you don't
with
just go like
zero
this.
Zero athletic ability, you're looking at 6'10".
Okay, but my point is there comes a height where you don't need any skill whatsoever to be able to dunk. That does not happen with baseball. That does not happen with baseball in any matter. He could be 6'10", 300 pounds and have like Popeye arms. It doesn't matter if, like, he has to swing a baseball bat correctly to be able to hit it out. Once you get to a certain height in basketball, everybody can dunk.
It appears what I'm reading now, if you are 6'6" or over, you are 99.9% of the pop. Like, you are at a 0.01 to be over 6'6".
So
Okay,
that's
so
rare.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do the math.
You said 10% of the population was over 6'5".
I said 5 to 10%. And I used 5% as the
0.01.
number. So that would have been the 400 million. That's what I got. So if it's 100 million, there's not 100 million people globally who can hit a home run.
400 million, you said 5%. Now divide that by 500, and that's your answer. So you're looking at about 80 million. No, less than that.
Several million.
800,000.
It says several million. Less than 0.1 of the global population.
But my point is once you get to a certain height, you can dunk a basketball. That's not the case for baseball. And it's not. And you said that
Baseball
anybody.
is the world baseball classic. Like you
with
you
a
got,
bunch of guys from fucking Chicago on Team Italy. Yeah, it's the World Baseball Classic. There's like 3 areas of the world that it's Japan, it's the U.S., and it's the Caribbean.
Is it fair to say all those guys can hit a major league home run that are playing in the World Baseball Classic?
That's like how many teams are in the World Baseball Classic?
Right, but I'm just saying, like, just
Yes,
because your
they're
baseball
all-
team sucked in college doesn't mean that's like the measuring stick. For
That's the measuring stick against all my peer colleges, yeah.
Not every player in the NBA can dunk.
I would say 95% of players in the NBA can dunk a basketball.
Probably about 90 to 95%. Yes, but I'm
Yes.
just saying, like, every MLB player that's not a pitcher can hit a home run.
And
The rosters are bigger.
Yeah, and every single guy that I would play pickup basketball with on my Division III team could dunk a basketball. It didn't matter if they were 6 feet guard or not. So
I think this is baseball by a lot.
it's not even in the same stratosphere.
Okay.
Because your window is smaller for dunking.
It's not.
Okay.
People can't dunk once they're past 40.
LeBron can't dunk.
He can, but I'm just saying, who else? What are the 40-year-olds that are throwing it down?
Okay. Let's wrap this up. I actually really appreciated your longevity argument because,
Yeah.
like, listen, like Bill Russell died a few years ago, but when he became super old, like his window probably closed. I'm not assuming he was dunking at that age.
Right.
However, even though Dave's statistics were wrong, I still think he pointed to a correct stat. Like, I still think population-wise, it's probably that. To be honest.
Okay. Are we looking for the correct answer or who argued it?
No, well, Dave argued the stat, so we're looking for who argued better.
That he was
He was wildly wrong.
499% off.
Yes, he was wildly wrong.
I mean, the bad stats are tough in an argument debate.
Sure,
I wasn't.
but he was correct
I
to the point where the stats do back him
I
up.
think you land on what 800 million people can dunk.
I said we're 6'5" or more, and I said about half of that. If 400 million people 6'5" or taller, this is all math on the top of my head, obviously. Divide that in two. I would guess like if you're 6'5", 50%, I don't know, can dunk. So 200 million. There is not 200 million people globally that can hit a home run. I brought 2 people from Germany to a White Sox game last summer. My girlfriend studied abroad in Germany, and her study abroad family was out here visiting us. I took them to a baseball game at Sox Park. It was actually Sox versus Cubs. They didn't have the slightest fucking clue what was going on that baseball field, which I'm not saying that in a bad way. They just do not do baseball elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, the
Taking a
international
basketball-
debate too.
You're going like this.
Yeah, but that's why you should have said that during the argument.
That's a good argument.
He
the
said
international
that
argument.
he slipped up and said like baseball was the world's game.
Yeah, because the World
It's
Baseball
not
Classic,
popular.
It's not
but
popular.
but you didn't
at
do
all.
this. Like, I wish you would have just brought up that hitting a home run is you just can't.
It takes
like,
years of practice. with the
basketball,
bat.
you could just be tall.
Yes,
You didn't do that, really.
I did it with all the numbers.
And I agree with your argument, but I think he argued his side better. Even though when he said baseball was the world's game, I think it was yours to lose.
Why did he argue it better? What were his arguments?
I think he brought
No, what were his arguments? Not what you think. What were the arguments?
the amount of people. Everybody, there's high schoolers that can do it. Everybody in
There's not high
college,
schoolers that can
everybody in the MLB.
I proved those wrong. I'm telling him right here. 90% of my baseball team in college could not hit a home run
But
if they were trying to.
Does that mean they didn't hit one home run all season?
No, it's different in a game because they're throwing harder. So the
Okay.
But like, I think the real stat would be had they hit a single home run all season.
Yes.
there's nuance to this though. It's not just black or white. A BP fastball can be a little difficult to hit out because the speed of the pitch isn't supplying a lot of power. If you're throwing 90, it's going to go harder out once you make contact
If
than
you
if
have
you're
one
throwing
home
55.
run ever, you can hit a home run.
Right.
I like the longevity argument as well.
But
All right,
I'm going
we
Chevy.
got it, we
I think it's
got it.
1-1.
Listen, 1-1. Danny, break the tie.
Oof. Come on. I really like Steve's
okay,
argument.
if I am trying to dunk a basketball and I'm 6'5" and I can dunk a basketball, I will do that on my first try. If I'm trying to hit a home run, it would take me maybe 100 swings.
But like if you are 5'7", you have no hopes of dunking a basketball. But if you're 5'7", you could like work on trying to hit a home run.
That wasn't his argument. That's your argument right now.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You know what?
True.
I'll
That's what I thought he was going to argue.
Yeah, it's close, but I'm leaning Dave just because of some of the missed arguments from Steve, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
Your math was so fucking awesome.
awful.
Yeah,
You're-
God.
I give him the point for his math, but his math was in the right.
so
I do like trying to bring in
Yeah.
facts and figures. I do respect that.
Yes.
When I was going through them, although they were wrong, did they seem crazy when I was doing them out loud?
800 million. 10% of people being over 6'5" is nuts.
If
I
I
said
said
5
there
to 10.
Because
If I
you're
said
also
there were
you're,
one of every
you're
20.
disregarding all women.
I know. I'm trying to think like how much do we take that
I was
into
thinking
consideration.
solely
Wrong,
men,
wrong
right?
stats are
Yeah.
very
if you also
an
argued
argument.
like
very
Yes.
important.
There's not 8 billion men on the
the
planet.
way he argued stats was like he was saying that there were 40 trillion people in the world.
No, I was.
They were
Literally,
wildly wrong.
I said 8 billion people without taking into account half of those people are women and 99.9.
And that was also
You forgot
a
about
6
every
foot
woman.
Stat. That was also
You
a
still
6
won.
foot Stat.
Okay.
Crazy.
That was a tough one. That was a good one.
All right, 2-1. White Sox Dave. White Sox Dave for the win. Besides a movie, game, or sleeping, what's the best way to kill 2 hours?
By game, you mean sporting event?
video games.
Video game.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I instantly was going to say Call of Duty. That's the biggest time suck on earth. I'll take this one. My favorite thing to do when I am killing time is to work out. It is not fun. It is not. Oh, I enjoy it. It's part of my routine. But if you're looking for just an absolute time suck, get in the gym. You'll be, if you are trying to kill an hour, you're going to be productive with it. You're going to be happy. You're going to have that endorphin rush afterwards. Hit a 20-minute tread. Do some light push and pull. I don't know if that's push-ups, pull-ups, or if you're doing a bench press, rows or something, but you're getting something out of it. You'll be, I don't want to know if proud is the right word, but you'll feel a little fulfilled afterwards. And if you're trying to just suck up an hour of time, it crushes it. So I'm going to go with working out.
Cheah.
Doom scrolling and just going on your phone. I mean, how many of us do that? How many people work out for 2 hours a day? 2 hours a day is an insane amount of time to work out.
I said an
Yeah,
hour. I
as-
do about an hour a day.
The question was 2 hours.
Was it 2 hours?
The question was 2 hours.
Okay.
Question was 2
I
Nobody
I
works out
just
for
thought
2 hours.
kill-
You can work
kill
out.
time.
You can work out as hard as you want. 2 hours is an insane amount of time. to
Yeah,
work
that's
out.
for an adult.
Everybody on their phone, doom scrolling. Like if my wife has like a book club or something like that, yeah, certainly I could watch a ball game or something else. But if those are off the table, yeah, I'm probably just going on my phone, like dicking around. I'm going on eBay. I'm going on Instagram. I'm going checking things out. I'm seeing what the world is talking about. I'm seeing what I'm getting down the phone. I'm getting down the feed. I'm watching weird fight videos and people yelling at each other. Like it just
Do you,
is
do you follow the scrapyard?
I don't think so. Is it the most productive use of my time? No, but we all do it, and your brain needs a break sometimes, so you do that.
See, the layman would say that is giving your brain a break, but it is just adding nothing but stress. A lot of times it's adding a lot of stress, anxiety. You see what's going on in the world. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit what Bibi Netanyahu's up to right now. I don't care what Nick Fuentes has to say about anything. I don't need to doom scroll. It is the worst possible way to kill time. And the question was, what's the best way to kill 2 hours? Doom scrolling is a way to kill 5 minutes. 2 hours of doom scrolling
5 hours.
might as well take that'll feel like 10 hours. I think I think flying is the worst thing on earth, right? You hate flying.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. If you're flying to Hawaii or to Europe, you got a long flight ahead of you. Sitting there and scrolling on your phone adds to that time. What were the 3 things we couldn't do?
Sleeping.
Sleeping,
A game.
obviously that's a preferred choice on the phone, but your other option is like, dude, you're sitting there doom scrolling, you're just looking at that time. It feels like every minute that goes by is an extra 10 minutes. It's not to mention that it's bad for your brain, let alone just not productive. It's straight up bad for your brain. It's bad for our attention span. It's ruined the youth. Obviously, we are all guilty of doom scrolling. We're all phone addicts. But if you're asking the best use of killing 2 hours, that implies production. At least with working out, you're getting something out of it.
2 hours is just an insane amount.
And the question was, what's the best way to kill 2 hours? You want to make that 2 hours seem as like it went as fast as possible. Doom scrolling does the opposite of that. Working out, you're like, holy shit, where'd the time go?
When was the last time you worked out for 2 hours in a row?
Yesterday.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie. I can prove it to you right now. I had an hour 15-minute Peloton. We follow each other. Hour 15-minute Peloton. I did a bunch of band and arm work afterwards. Look it up. Go ahead. 75-minute Peloton.
Danny.
Just completely disagree. Working out for 2 hours would feel like 7 hours. Doom scrolling for 2 hours feels like 5 minutes. Best is a relative term. I would argue like working out for 2 hours is the worst way to kill 2 hours of time. Where doom scrolling, you don't even realize 2 hours has passed. I have to give it to Steven.
Nick.
So I think you bounce back from thinking it was 1 hour. You did. And I think Cheah, there was.
How many times you asked me when's the last time I doom scrolled for 2 hours? When's the last time you doom scrolled for 2 straight hours?
Yesterday, my wife took the kids to the library, and I was just on my phone the whole time.
Okay.
I didn't leave the couch. It was awesome.
You know what? Fair. I
do like that you brought in productivity. I think the health of it, doom scrolling is bad. It's, the best way I feel fucking dirty if I'm scrolling my phone for 2 hours.
We all do.
2 hours is an absurd amount of time to work out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, but it is.
But
I know what you mean.
I like that you took best as in productive. I'm going to go with Dave on this one.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the important thing. If you said most productive is the best way, then yeah, that's definitely more productive. But that wasn't a question. Like best way to
You
kill.
said the best. I
Kill
said
2 hours.
Yeah, but it's like just to
best
kill.
implies production, does it not?
Not necessarily. You just want to get it over with.
Yeah.
That's the way I would. That's the way
You want to shrink
I
that
would
as much as
interpret
possible.
that. And I think Steven, I don't know why you limited it to doom scrolling. You should have just made it scrolling. But you saying that you look at the time when it's scrolling, I don't understand that. I think that's the whole point.
When you're
of
just
scrolling.
staring at your phone, just going through all this shit,
But you
that's
could
not
look up.
killing time.
I think you could look up,
Yeah.
and so much time is gone before you realize that.
I disagree. When I'm doom scrolling, it's like it's when I'm like
Yeah, I don't know. I think most people would disagree with your point.
To Steven's defense, I think like after 30 minutes of scrolling, it automatically becomes doom scrolling.
Yeah, okay. And then I think you just not knowing it was 1 hour versus 2 at the beginning was crazy. So I'm gonna go with Steven. So Steven wins.
Congrats, Steven.
Is it Steven? Steven just won it all?
No, it's 2-2.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right, for the win. Cheah, would you rather find out the exact date that you die or the cause of death?
Ooh, classic.
I would like to find out the exact date that I die, and I've kind of been on this team for a while because it doesn't matter when you're going to die. If you're going to die in 50 years, you're going to die in 2 weeks. You know that leading up to that, everything is going to, you're not going to take anything for granted. Like if you get hit by a car, if you die in your sleep, whatever. I would rather know the time so I can maximize my time. If I knew, for example, I was going to get into a car accident, but I didn't know when, I would just be crazy paranoid every time I'd be in a car. I would probably even be scared to be in a car to the point where it was debilitating. If I knew I was going to die and I lived, let's just say an average lifespan, because statistically that's probably the most likely, then I'm going to know, okay, 37 years, I'm going to die. Live life to the fullest, do whatever. And then it also frees you up to take some risks. So, okay, if I knew I was going to die in 37 years, maybe I would jump off that cliff because I know I'm not going to die. So I think it frees you up. It frees your mind to know, okay, I know my expiration date. I'm going to live my fullest life until then. And that's kind of how I would do it.
okay. I would much rather know the future cause of my death. Is it going to be, am I going to have a couple of years of complete suffering before I hit the expiration date? Is it going to be a one fell swoop thing before I hit the expiration date? It doesn't matter. What matters is, if you know that you're going to have cancer, then you're going to take out a credit card and you're going to live it up and just fucking here. You're going to be like Lloyd Christmas outside that one store making it rain with all the $100 bills after he found the that thing of cash by the river in Dumb and Dumber. No, you like if you know the exact date, that means you could have 3 or 4 years of suffering with cancer, like, you know, a thyroid problem. You could become grossly, whatever it is. But if you know the cause of death, then you can at least, like, if, all right, you say, hypothetically speaking, if it's like, hey, you are going to die of lung cancer in 3 years, or you're going to die of lung cancer, and I'm a smoker, I'd be like, all right, I quit smoking right now. If it's like you're going to die in a bungee jumping accident, whenever that is, okay, I'm never going to bungee jump again. If you're going to die of a car accident, yes, it would be debilitating. Yes, it would completely fuck up your life. But guess what? I'm not getting in a car again. I'll take trains, planes, and automobiles. Obviously not automobiles, but I was just trying to say the
Once you started, you couldn't stop.
Right, you couldn't stop it. Knowing the exact expiration date would have its obviously some advantages to it. Like I said, you could take out a credit card, but like if you're doing that, if you know how you're going to die, you're doing that anyways. I would much rather die in one fell swoop, gunshot to the back of the head, than having like a long drawn out battle with cancer, something like that. And so yeah, tell me how I'm going to die.
Okay, Nick.
I did. Cheah's, I think, is the correct answer because the other one is tough because, like, I think you live in paranoia much longer. This is, you know what it is. You know when it is, I should say. I don't think it would make me any less risk adverse, though. I didn't like that you brought up jumping off a cliff because you could become a quadriplegic, and then those next 40 years suck.
Anyways, you'd want that expiration date shifted up.
But if, like, you know, if you found out yours is, you know, from cancer, you're going to make the rest of your years miserable avoiding the inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you were kind of put in a tough spot with that choice, but I wish you could have pounced on him, the whole living his life to the fullest thing, because I don't necessarily believe that's true. I'm going to give it to Stephen J.
Okay. Danny?
Yeah, Stephen, I did like the risk argument. Maybe jumping off a bridge is a little extreme,
Sure.
but and
Get the point.
I agree with the fact that you would just be living in constant paranoia as well. Dave, it kind of seemed like you were trying to control fate a little. I don't know if that's part of the question, where like if you know that you are going to die in a bungee jumping incident, simply avoiding bungee jumping for the rest of your life isn't going to change that, right? Like, given the question.
Yeah, technically not. I guess it's kind of a tough one.
Right. But I do wish you said all the things you wouldn't do. If it was a car accident, I'm not going to
out that credit
I
card
wish
and
it
line
was
it
the
up.
things you could do. It's like, oh, I'm going to die of old age. I'm going to start using heroin. I'm going to start all kinds of shit. Like, you know, you're fine.
Yeah.
And you were saying like, oh, I'd rather die one fell swoop, like getting shot in the back of the head instead of a cancer. I don't really think you get to choose. I think once they tell you that's what it is.
But if it was cancer, or if it was shot in the back of the head, start smoking cigs.
Yeah.
Right? So, like,
You're right.
you could have thought that you would also live life to the fullest.
Correct.
And it's also scarier to be shot then because that could happen at any time. At least
Yeah.
cancer, you're probably going to at least get a couple months. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Like there's like the suddenness of that is tough.
Right. I'm going to have to go Stephen.
Yeah, same because of that.
I would even go Steven.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
You fought hard, though.
I had no idea what I was going to say to that one. I just like kind of put words together.
Yeah. All right then, Stephen Cheah, congratulations on winning Brain Clash 12. Nick, thank you. Danny, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you for having me.
White Sox Dave, thank
you
you.
guys.
That's the Brain Clash, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. That's it for this week. We will see you all on Tuesday.